Greetings, friends and neighbors. And welcome. Oh, we crashed. All right, let's go back here. Look at that beautiful, beautiful sunset. We'll have to get back in here into this game that just crashed. All right, folks, welcome to the stream. We'll get started here shortly. I thought we were going live, but the server crashed, so bear with us. I want to see if I can watch chat from the old televised vision. Let's make sure you guys can't see that. No, you can't. Don't want to give away the old password. Now, do we? No, we do not, in fact. I was hoping it would show up here in live. All right, let's get back over so you folks can see what is happening. That's what it is. It's a little overcast, cold, and rainy. We had snow flurries here in Sharpsburg yesterday. Nothing stuck, turned to water, immediately hitting the ground. All right, we're here to spectate, bro. And this week we're gonna have some Harper's Ferry map, at least one. Where are we at today here? Let's see. Farming fence lines. All right. You guys let me know, of course, if the volume is trash. Okay. And, of course, pop into the chat. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so let's see. Where are we? Well, we know what that is. That is the Muma farm on fire. That means off in the distance yonder. Well, let's see. Let's position ourselves here. That's the Bloody Lane. Okay. That's the roulette house. So point of contention right there in their yard. That's the roulette barn. Where are they starting, guys, here? Okay. So if that's the Bloody Lane, then that over there, that is the Pry House. I'm sorry, Pry House. The, damn, my brain's not working today. I apologize. So that's where we are in the field. Let's look at all these points of contention. You got one there on the roulette lane. Damn it. So yeah, so that means that the Dunker Church is in that area over there. You've got the Miller Farm and barn. You can kind of see it. And of course, that tan patch, that's going to be the famous cornfield. And these are the famous bee nests that are written about by the soldiers coming through here. Artillery fire broke up some of those, and they were getting stung by bees on their way toward the Bloody Lane. This is after the Confederates are getting pushed out. We've already got active artillery up here in the field next to the roulette farm. Okay, so this game, they get it right, they get it wrong. So that road, and we've gone over this before, this actual road right here is not in this location. So you see the bend there. Okay, let's get down a little further. Okay, so over there, that road that leads from left to right going all the way up, that is the Hagerstown Turnpike. Dunker Church is on that. The Visitor Center is about where the middle of your screen is today. All right, so this is the Bloody Lane that comes off. Now, this is going to be held by the Confederates. D.H. Hill is going to be back here. But about where you see where the bend is right there, the roulette lane should come out about right here. right about where that bend is, and go straight back that way. So that would put all of this roulette stuff a little further this way. It is close. And so because of that, it puts it a little bit further to the right, and it also puts the road going straight to the barn like this. It doesn't really do that either. The barn and the house set even further up off of the road directly. But they do such a good job with all the buildings are correct, the fence lines, the bees are there, the little pond is there. This game does such a fabulous job. But, you know, in reality, where the Union is right here, this is where French and later Richardson are going to come over this hill, and, you know, the famous Irish Brigade, they're going to hit right here. But the lane is going to come much further down, all the way down here. And as a matter of fact, with the way you're looking at it today, the tower would probably be in this area right here somewhere. All right, so clock's about to start. We have the Union Army up here near the roulettes. This is a Second Corps attack position. Let's see what armies they give it. I was told by the guys, and thank you for the information, by the way, I was told that the game will randomly choose units on these contention maps. So, okay, we're going to restart the round. So they'll actually give random units. On the skirmish maps, they try to get it as accurate as possible, but so that's why I was so confused on a previous week. Not that I need to be extra confused in any way. Been getting out and about, seeing a lot of the trails. Like I said, been busy at work, so I hadn't had as much time as I would like to. But I'm also putting together a it's in the form of a PowerPoint right now, but I'll probably put it out as a PDF. But I'm putting all of the order of battle together. So we'll have, you'll be able to click through it, almost like a web page. It's a PowerPoint, but it has links. So you'll be able to click through it and see, you know, in each army, the chain of command. You can follow it all the way down. And I'm trying to put a lot of information in there as well about guns and different things. Greetings from Sharpsburg, Maryland. My name is Jehovah. Welcome to War of Rights. It is Saturday and we're hanging out with the UEC. Thank you to everyone in the United European community for once again allowing me to be here for these excellent events. This one's a conquest. We're on one of the most famous parts of the field. This is one of the things that I struggle with as far as the developers of the game have done such an incredible job with this. It's so beautiful and so accurate. But this part of the field is not so accurate because of the way the roads go. But we were hearing rumor of map editors. So if that ever happens, I will dedicate myself to fixing this portion of the field. But it is so close, so very, very close. Everything's right. It just seems very compressed. You know, and you can imagine when they're early developing the game, you have to get the map first, right? And they didn't have as many troops as you would have in real life. So they wanted to kind of condense things. And I can totally understand that if that's what they did. It makes perfect sense. But, you know, I'm not going to be happy until we have 150,000 troops on the field at once. That's just the kind of nerd I am. All right, the clock starts at 40 minutes. We're also going to do a Harper's Ferry map next, so stick around for that. And thank you all for being here. I do appreciate you. Let's take a look at these armies. All right, Army of Northern Virginia is here, along with the TKO. I'm not sure what TKO is, but I see 7th Tennessee in there. Captain Savage, so we'll be rooting for the Tennesseans, of course. Sergeant Moson's, I haven't seen those boys around. There's your 8th Florida. There's Mr. Hogg, Private Hogg. Hey, Cajun's on board with the 8th Florida. That's nice to see. And, of course, the 52nd New York. You can see O'Keefe there. Wonder where he is in the world today. And the 88th New York. We also have the French Legion here. And the 51st New York. Always a fun bunch. And then we have the command staff talking it out. Some of the biggest names in War of Rights. Ulti's there. You can hear Hog talking. There's Sluggy. John Beck. So essentially, these guys are companies. So you could imagine that you're looking at a regiment in action. Now, they're going to play a little bit more loose than an actual regiment. But the thing about the UEC is they do it more historical than a lot of other crowds. So that's why I kind of stick around here quite a bit. So you can imagine this is the size of a small regiment. Let me say I'm right out of bounds. 327 here, so that's 100, 160-ish, 150, 160-ish. There were definitely regiments that small at Antietam, several that were much smaller, in fact. So this could be a full regiment. So let's go check out the CSA. They're all the way back here. And large and in charge once again. Wow, 3rd Alabama, dude. Whew. Those guys are tough to beat, especially with all those numbers. German Corps here as well. You can see Captain Jack Stone. There's James Joker. A lot of names we know very well. What's got here? 56th Virginia. Slaughter there. J.J. Jones, Dan Hagman. Alabama German Legion on the move. The clock has started. Alabama German Legion looking good today as well. There goes the 15th Mass. And let's go with the Confederates on the attack. Well, I was trying to see if I could... Oh, is this it? No, that's Ulti. Hey, it looks like Ulti's streaming too, so go check him out on YouTube as well. Well, I guess it's not going to even... I'm on my account, and it won't even show me my own stream. That's hilarious, YouTube. But you will, in fact, show me the same videos over and over again. Supposedly a very... good algorithm. Yeah, Ulti is streaming right now on YouTube, ULTY, so go check him out also. And I'm sure Kotao's out there somewhere doing the same. You can see the Confederate regiment coming through each one of these groups, individual companies of that regiment. That's how regiments are built. You have individual companies from different counties and different areas. Of course, you have large areas like Philadelphia who put out multiple companies. And then those companies, if you get 10 of them, put them together, and that makes a regiment. Now, if you have fewer than that, a lot of times I call that a battalion. And since the UEC started small, they tend to call themselves a battalion rather than a regiment. But with the numbers they have right now, they've definitely got enough people here total to have a full regiment, because an average of 300 was about right. So if you look at, you know, everybody here, there's 331 people here. That's bigger than the 6th Wisconsin was on at Antietam. So if you could get a big enough server with 600-800 people, you could have full regiment attacking each other. So you can see the Confederates coming directly for the artillery up on the hill, and they're having their way with the Yankees at this point. Oh, big canister fire close up. But it'll go hand to hand, and they're coming in with the bayonet. That's going to be the 20th Georgia. Jumbo and the boys letting the Yankees have it right away. So the Union guns have been silenced. However, looks like they're coming this way. They've got the point of contention. They're trying to raise that flag as we speak. 51st on the job. They'll get it done. I hear Hog over here as well. That's the 8th Florida. And the Floridians trying to find some high ground. Now again, typically in War of Rights, these companies are acting like regiments, so they have independent command. In a historical sense, all of these companies would be put together, and they'd be under a single command. But they do that during the battalion events, which is obviously much harder to coordinate. See, Hog and the boys already taken some artillery fire by those pesky Confederates, so they got to get to some cover. Some of the Union down in the Bloody Lane. It's going to be the 88th New York. That's historically accurate. These guys part of the Irish Brigade. They fought and bled on this part of the field. Historically, even though the houses and stuff are in the wrong area, it's right here in this area in front of you. And there goes the 3rd Alabama going down the Bloody Lane. So right now the Union in control of the point of contention. Hog and the guys are going to hold the Union left at this point on the corner. That's a dangerous spot. They've got the 6th Texas with them. Another flagman going down. Here, Hog keeping his boys calm. Chat disconnected, reconnected. All right. I'm reconnected to the chat. So you see Union kind of creating a pocket to lure the Confederates in, but they're a little too smart for that. Down in the lane, this is your 3rd Alabama. Now these guys are a fan of the bayonet, but they are awfully good with the musket as well. Captain Williamson there, scoping out the area. You can see their Union not giving a lot of targets, but they are coming around now on the flank of the Confederates. And with our Russian friends here, it's our daily reminder that although governments have issues with each other, it's not the people, or rarely the people, that are in conflict. War will be the death of us all. That's why we remember these brave men, so that we don't repeat their mistakes. As the Alabama fan out across the worm fence. This is historic. Fighting at the Bloody Lane. Of course, the men aren't standing up there like this. Everybody's actually taking cover as much as they can. This game is beautiful. There is no doubt about that. So the Confederates haven't given up, and it looks like they're trying to come around the back side, but they're going to get intercepted in the corn. Maybe a collision. It's the 8th Florida coming in to bust up the party. There's a lot of those boys here. A lot of Confederates in the corn. And they're starting to make a press. You can see them moving this way as well, up on the hill. Good attack for the Confederates, but they've only got 2 minutes left before the Union has secured this point of contention. They're going to have to get aggressive. Now that looks like a little regiment fighting together. And these guys want it now. James Joker, Max Weber, You see Jack Stone in the mix. They're going out into dangerous territory right up in the face of the Union. Trying to support the 3rd Alabama in the lane. German Corps, not a lot of numbers here right now, but bravery is off the charts. You can see the Confederates are making a bit of progress. They're still fighting it out up on the hill. But that corn is tough. You really can't see much. But they can see that flagpole, and they're heading right toward it right now. Less than a minute. Lieutenant Parker, 6th New York Cav. And they're going to hit the flank of the 51st New York. Here they are. And they'll come in with the bayonet. Here we go. A wave of butternut and gray as the Confederates pour in, but it's probably too little too late. Less than 20 seconds to get that flag off the pole. We're getting some lag spikes. They're trying. Look at them. They're bringing it down. Can they do it? Will they get an overtime here? I'm not sure how that works. But the Union not ready to give it up. Here comes the counterattack. 8th Alabama. But the Confederates are here in force, and here comes the flag. They did it. They neutralized the point. Nope. Okay, it was neutralized, so nobody got the bonus there. That's nice. The Confederates really pulling that out at the very last moment. So good on them for that. Wow. Okay. I always get turned around. Where's the next point of contention? All right, it's over here. Near the Piper Orchard. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember Piper earlier. Sorry about that. But this is the Piper Farm and the Piper Orchard. This is pretty good because now it's actually changed a bit, but this is historically accurate. Now they've got a field that's cut right through the middle, and this backside is no longer orchard, just the front side. The barn, of course, in real life, even more magnificent than this one that you see here. Just a beautiful piece of architecture. And the house looks very, very accurate. I mean, that looks just like the Piper house. I have sat on that porch with my buddy Will. And that building is still there. They've done such a good job in this game of getting those little details correct. And you can see this is one of the newer parts of the game where you can actually destroy things. Now, historically, the guys would be picking these up and creating their own little barricades. There was a lot of that, especially out in the epicenter near the cornfield. Okay, the Jeff Davis boys, those are connected to the 3rd Alabama. And they are using a 3-inch ordnance rifle. That thing is accurate to a mile. Usually shooting exploding case as long as they got it. Another 3-inch ordnance. Now, a funny thing to remember, Confederates never, ever manufactured these guns. They stole every single one of them. And they had quite a bit. So everybody's racing back to get to the point of contention. It looks like Confederates are going to have the advantage here. So the Union will have to come all the way across. So this gives the Confederates an early advantage. Now, this may mean that their artillery gets left alone for a while, which would be nice for the Q-tip brigade up here on the hill. That's going to be 8th Mass. That's Serpent Brigade. Those boys are with the 51st New York. Deadly, deadly shooters. 8th Florida also has a gun. Those are the Moorman Battery. The Moormans. And then Lee's French Legion also with a gun. Now, Hogg is back here talking to somebody. Getting his guys together. See, I don't think Hogg made a guy that looked like that, so here's the question. Maybe he did, but here's the question for you guys. You can answer this better than I can. The character that you make, does it not follow you into the game? It should. All right, Hogg's on the move. That is a 12-pound Napoleon. Now, they could shoot almost a mile, too, but they're not very accurate at that distance. They're about 1,000 yards is where they're the most accurate. And another 3-inch ordnance rifle there. And there's a 3-inch there as well, yep. They give you just about all the options. I don't see any parrots here, though. All right. Stop drooling on cannons. Let's see the attack. We already have Union coming down the road. And the Cav silencing the guns of the Confederates. And waiting for reinforcements. They are on the way, but the Confederates already counterattacking with the 52nd or 56th, along with the German Corps. So Captain Eddie not going to be able to hold the position. He wants to keep his men alive, and they're going to hightail it out of there. Chased at the point of the bayonet by Captain Slaughter and the men of the 56th Virginia. And they'll get their Q-tips back in action. So the Confederates now just awaiting the Union arrival, and it's coming on the right flank near the artillery. We're going to start. Of course, that's the 2nd Cav, but Lee's French Legion has shown up as well. Polignac? Polignac? I'm not sure how to say that. I don't speak French. Oh, but he is dead. I know how to say that. Yeah, don't take offense, guys. I'm just a dumb American. I only speak one language. Barely. All right, so Hogs coming out into the open field, facing down the artillery. Hogs so smart. With a heads-up play, he sees the field in front of him. He knows a frontal attack is not going to work. Everybody's going around the left side. They're going to have to join, but ooh. So Hog getting his boys out. And they'll go down the road here. And Hog knows it. So this road actually exists in real life. Now, of course, it's a little out of scale because of the whole Bloody Lane thing, but it turns this way, and when it goes down there, it hits, that's the Boonesboro Pike right there. And that means the newcomer house should be right over here. You can see the creek, that's where the middle bridge is. In real life, not in the game. So the Union doing their best to try to get a flank on the Confederates, but they're not even getting close. Not even getting close to the orchard at this point. Oh, and getting counterattacked as well. They're at the stone wall. This is like the skirmish map. 53rd, Pennsylvania. The Union able to hold their own, but lost just about everybody doing it. Now, they got some help down here, 52nd New York. And the Confederates aren't done. They're still sending guys down here to try to kill these Union. I wish you could capture enemy flags. All right, they don't even know that 52nd's coming. This is going to be bad. They were just pimping through the corn and ran right into him. So the Union trying their best. You still got some guys way out here on the corner. Oof. A lot of deadly fire coming in from the Confederates, and they're holding this thing pretty solid. 7 minutes left till they get a huge buff. So what happens in this kind of game mode, this is one of my favorite game modes, really. is whoever captures this point, the enemy takes a whole level of morale drop. So it really makes it very, very important to get these. Now they're running all the way back to the Piper house. No actual fighting this close, I don't believe. Now I know Cross got up into the cornfield right in front of us. On the other side of the orchard was a cornfield that went all the way down to the Bloody Lane. I know Cross got up in there, but I don't put him all the way back to the house. Of course, famously, Longstreet gets a lot of credit for having an artillery piece. It's actually Miller's battery up here, and he's firing a gun with a slipper on because he has a abscess on his heel. All of the commanders on the Confederate side were fairly wounded, fairly beaten up, but so was the Army when they got here as well. Right now, the Confederates in charge of the point of contention, and Union's going to have a real hard time breaking this stranglehold they've got here. I was going to say, on the skirmish map, what will happen is they'll swing around this way and hit it from the side. I'm surprised they haven't really tried that here, since it is the same kind of map. Of course, the boundaries are wide open, but they're kind of doing this like the skirmish map, which is really funny. All right, they did it. You can see now the Union is engaged. The Confederates captured the point, and now it's going to change again, most likely back to the Union side, and you see that it does. It's on the roulette lane right next to the tenant house. Now, this building no longer exists. It is not on the battlefield, but this was a tenant house. Someone actually rented this building, I believe, from Mr. Roulette at the time of the battle. Mr. Roulette famously was hiding in the basement. He's already sent his family away. But his little daughter, no one died during the battle as far as civilians are concerned, but his little daughter, Carrie May, I think it's Carrie May or Claire May, I think it's Carrie May, she ends up dying in October from disease, and this whole area was diseased after all these dead bodies and horses, and you know, you can imagine thousands of dead men, thousands of dead horses. It was a nightmare. And it really destroyed the lives of these people. And they were just, you know, Americans doing the best they could in this area. And this was a fairly wealthy part of the country. I mean, you had, you know, a lot of people. The Pipers had some good money here, and all of that was taken away. You don't want war coming to your backyard, I can promise you that. So Union, did I see that wrong? No, it's right here. Right, yeah. Union still don't have a flag up there. Here you go. Now they have arrived. That's going to be the 8th Florida. And we've got Union hot on their tails. They're coming. I'm sorry, Confederates. And here they are at the Bloody Lane. Yeah, the hills right here look accurate. Like if you stand on the roulette lane, there's some trees in this area, but it's just in the wrong place. Should be over there. Should be like literally over there. But it doesn't take me out of the game. It's just funny to compare. And it's why it's so important to actually go to the battlefield. So you're all invited. Come on out here to Antietam. Enjoy our little town of Sharpsburg. So the Serpent's up close. Got a couple shots off. They're going to back out. They want the Confederates to attack them. Catch them like a glove. That's the 20th Georgia. There's Sergeant Hager. You know a lot of these guys very well. Jumbo, of course. Gonzo's there. Major Canada. Hey, D.H. Hill. All right. Orphan Killer. Uh-oh. Watch out, orphans. That man will kill you. All right, so the Confederates starting to pile up, but again, this is going to be a hard position to attack. Now, we already saw the 20th Georgia come directly up this hill. It would not surprise me at all if they try that again. course, Union going to try to be ready for that. The thing I love about this game mode more than anything else is you fight over the same ground, but because it bounces the point of contention around the field, you come at it from a different direction. So your traditional defensive positions don't really work. And of course, from this area, the Piper barn and orchard in range of these guns. And they're thinking the same thing. 51st coming up the hill trying to defend these artillery pieces, and it doesn't hurt to have the high ground. They can see a lot of Confederates starting to converge down here at the bottom of the hill. You can see the Union appear at the top of the hill. The Confederates saw them too. And they're not stopping. Confederate units still moving through. That's the 3rd Alabama. Oh boy. Look at the smoke. That's historically accurate. All you can see are shadows in the smoke. Hogg trying to keep the morale of the Floridians up as they are taking casualties here. Got a little cover from the fence, and they certainly don't have all the attention of the Alabamians, but you can see, oh, here they are. Confederates coming in with the bayonet. 6th New York Cavalry. And they will smash into the main Union line. There you have it again. Union now taking losses. Confederates really mounting a strong front this weekend so far. 20th Georgia coming in as well. There's Captain Adam, John Wilkes Booth. And they want that flag, and they're going to take it. Here we are. Wow, what a great attack by the Confederates. Just hit it right there on a small point and pressed through the line. Ooh, artillery taking... Oh, poor Mr. Roulette. No one's going to pay for that fence damage, I can assure you of that. And the flag is coming down, but the Union's not going to give up so easily. Here they are. The French Legion coming in to destroy the Confederates at the flagpole. Ooh, that looked like friendly fire. So the Confederates making a strong push, but the Union coming right back in force. 7:41 left on this point of contention. You can see the Union 3/4 of the way there, capturing it now. So can the Confederates mount a similar attack? They got to the pole and they got the flag halfway down. They could not secure it. You heard him. Left oblique, gentlemen. Ooh, that's what I was seeing. Yankee Jam. Of course, one of the reasons, in my opinion and opinion of many others, is that artillery is what made this field so bloody, especially in the morning. just these nice open fields. You can't, I mean, even if you're trying to conceal your men, it's almost impossible to do so. And you're just going to get hit by artillery all day long. Confederates are now finally engaged. 11:30 in the match, 6-12 on this point of contention. But they're not showing any strength toward the point. They want the artillery first. That's how you know when your artillery is doing well. It becomes a target. All right, they were behind him. You see how fast those guys did it, and the point has been captured. Look at that Union coming back out of the dregs, and they are just now slightly lower than the Confederates. So this went from a major Confederate victory now to a tied match with 10:44 left. Oh, and they put the point right here at the roulette house. Close to both armies, but gives the advantage to the Union. You can see them pouring in to this spot. So this is a great chance for the Union to snatch victory away from the jaws of defeat. As you can see them coming down through the yard, and they will take the point of contention. Now, how are the Confederates going to attack this spot? Looks like the Union's going to have to lose that artillery at this point. They're not going to be able to protect them and the point of contention. Not fully, at least, although you can see German Corps already wiping the field clean. Union not done yet. Here they come. The Texans, along with the Army of Northern Virginia. And they are going to do a number on the 20th. Or, sorry. Yeah, 20th. The German Corps. But here come Alabama German Legion. They are just slugging it out, but there are a lot of Yankees up here. And you can see the point of contention now secured by the Union. Ooh. Captain Slaughter going with the sword. Oh, he's 2-on-1 and he goes down. Just too many Yankees. Not over yet. Chiquita Banana in here with the pistol. And the fallback. So a strong defense here by the Union, securing the hill. So I was wrong. They were able to easily get up there and secure that hill. They want to keep those guns. And so they'll extend their line out and invite the Confederates to attack the point of contention. Because if they can keep the artillery as the sole, focus of the Confederates, they can really get ahead. But we'll see what Parker's doing here. He's going to swing around the backside. They're going to try to envelop these guys up on the hill, using the caissons as cover. And of course, these wagons here are where they held extra ammunition. That's what those boxes are for the artillery. Got an extra wheel there also. And Confederates not really showing any interest in the actual point of contention at this point. Very interesting. Up on the hill in the open. And they're right here. 6th Cav. And they're charging in. Got a mixed bag here. Got some guys with a gun. Uh-oh. Oh, Sugar's gonna put a round into these boys. He did it. Point blank. One of them able to get back up. Oh, a few of them. And that'll be the end of that. So brave fighting by the French. And it looks like the Confederates have done it. They've pushed up and taken the hill, although that is not the point of contention. And the Union's halfway to securing that as we speak. But they are pushing a solid line across the field. On the left flank of the Confederate line, Army of Northern Virginia. 6th Alabama, they fought right here at the Bloody Lane. And they're trying to hit the flank of the 88th New York, who also fought here in the Bloody Lane. But they can see now they are getting enveloped, and they've got to get out of here. See this poor Confederate lad. Oh! Shot in the back. And still no main Confederate attack on the Union right. That's interesting to me. And you can see the Cav out here holding the flank. Eddie always does such a great job keeping these guys in good working order, because running a skirmish line can be difficult. And now the Confederates starting to come around the barn. They want to hit it from this back side, and that's what they appear to be doing. 3rd Alabama going to lead the charge in the vanguard. And the Union in the fence. Mr. Roulette's lawn getting chewed up with rebel bullets. Hogg is here along with the 6th Texas. This property looks incredibly accurate. Well, the momentum slowed down a bit. We still got some Union right here on the road by the barn. And so the 3rd Alabama is really on an island by themselves here. It'll be hard to get reinforcements through those Union. But they're going to try. Here they come. Confederates coming down. Down the hill. I don't know what TG is, guys. Got to help me with that one. They are just running past the Yankee guns to swell the numbers of the... Oh, here we go. Alabama not waiting. Williamson out front. Going to push toward the point of contention. They're 3/4 of the way there. And they're holding a big line here on the fence. It's going to be tough for the Confederates, especially they got more Yankees here to hit them on the side. They're starting to pile up in this area as well. Here come the Confederates, though. Straight out into the yard. 3rd Alabama. 88th New York coming down close to stop them. And they will be gunned down. Look at the guys. Can't even get loaded. Oh. Will he get a shot off? He's still putting the cap on. He did, but he got killed. And the Union flag coming down. So the Confederates able to do this now. They took their time. This was a very patient attack. And shows what I know, complaining about them not hitting the flank. They knew exactly what they were doing. But can they hold it? It's a hotbed of Union, and here come more of them. I was waiting for them to flash off that fence line, and here they are. Now we've got Confederates starting to push in to the 2nd. Just chaos here on the battlefield. Did not get the flag all the way up. They've got to still work. There's a lot of Union here. They have not given up on this flagpole yet. Here come the 20th. Everybody running to the point of contention. And they did it. The Confederates have secured the point. You can see both sides almost in a dead heat. But this will put the Confederates over the top. Should throw the Union into breaking. If they can hold it. And they've only got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. This looks like this is going to be another draw. And it looks like Confederates are going to have their way with this point of the field. Union on their heels at this point. I don't know if they can recover with such little time left in this match. But well played by both. You can see this thing is in a dead heat with a minute left. You can't complain about that. Union now coming in, flooding around the side. Army of Northern Virginia. Might be a little late for flanking attacks. Maybe not. We'll see. They've got a minute left. They're still trying to go around. They want to go all the way around. But just a mass of Confederates here at the point of contention. 38 seconds left. This might be a Confederate victory. But a draw would not surprise me at all. Man, look at all the bodies. And Confederates, oh my God. Confederates turning in to jelly. Just a massive artillery blast there, hitting dead in the face, taking out the whole company. And here they come, Union down the hill. Army of Northern Virginia, you saw them walking all, they took the long way around. But they still got 4 minutes. The game clock has expired. But now the Union making a strong push. Here come the Texans. So we'll see if the Confederates can hold. Uh-oh, did we crash? Oh, no. Oh, it crashed. Did it just crash for me or did it crash for everybody? Oh, that sucks. All right, let's see if we can get back in there. Hang on, guys. I think maybe the server was a little unstable. You can tell I've got a little mucus heavy this week as well. So we shall see. Server browser. It looks like it's still up, so it may have just been me that crashed. That sucks. Yes, Papa, I am streaming. Yes, I am. Oakley dokley. So let's cut it back over. And that should be the end of this match. Of course, we don't know who took what. Maybe they're still fighting. No, it was a draw. That's what I figured. So, well done by both sides. Congratulations, boys. And we'll go on to the next map. Thank you all for being here. Where is me mouse, eh? Okay.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Hello. Pretty good match. Pretty good match, if you do ask me. Not that she did. But we'll be back just here in a couple moments. All right, so we should be going. Yeah, they'll get ready on Maryland Heights. Yeah, I need to get my friend Will over here one weekend and let him talk about Maryland Heights and the South Mountain campaign and the Harper's Ferry battles. He's more into the South Mountain, but he's really we're gonna try to put together a whole Maryland campaign. Some real nerd shit with the details that no one else cares about but us. But it does give us an opportunity to take a look at this beautiful map. So there's Harper's Ferry. You want to talk about just a thing of beauty. This map is it. Boy, oh boy, look at this. All right. So let's get to a position where we can see everything, shall we? All right. What you're looking at there, that's Virginia. Those are Loudon Heights. Walker is going to be up on Loudon Heights. These heights you see right here in front of you, well, let me get back to a position where I'm not out of the map. Okay. That's Maryland Heights. We're going to be fighting up here. McLaws and Richard Anderson are going to be up on this mountain. And, of course, these are where Lee's men are before the Battle of Antietam. This happens days prior. As a matter of fact, the Union surrenders the most American soldiers until World War II. So you get an idea. 12,000 soldiers captured at Harper's Ferry by General Jackson. But 2/3 of Lee's army was down here. All right. All right, so we'll hang out in the Union camp. We'll take a break, and I'll be right back.
Maryland Heights had long overlooked the town of Harper's Ferry, which was once called one of the most stupendous scenes in nature by Thomas Jefferson as he traveled to Philadelphia in 1783. The town's namesake, the ambitious Robert Harper, had ensured that it became an important hub of travel and industry since its founding in 1761. During the Civil War, the Maryland Heights were quickly fortified with various artillery emplacements, though in 1862 these defenses were put to little use by the sparse defenders sent by Colonel Dixon Miles, who commanded the Union garrison. After 5 hours of holding off 2 Confederate brigades, with the mortal wounding of Colonel Eliakim Sherrill of the 126th New York, there was little holding the Green regiments together to defend the Heights. The Union troops would end up retreating to the town, leaving the Heights entirely to the Confederates. With the taking of the Maryland Heights, the next task for the rebels was for 4 Parrott guns to be brought up, each of which weighed almost 1,800 pounds and took 200 men each to lug them up the steep slopes of the mountain. The naval guns that had been set up earlier in the year along the heights, including the massive 50-pound Parrott and 2 9-inch Dahlgrens, had all been spiked by the Union artillerymen when they saw the infantry retreating. General McLaws was then forced to focus his attention on General Franklin's 6th Corps bearing down on the troops he had defending Crampton's Gap, leaving only a single regiment to hold the heights. They had much to thank from Colonel Miles's reticence that the Union garrison didn't attempt a breakout towards them, especially as the booms of cannon fire could be heard coming from the nearby South Mountain passes on the 14th.
All right, all right, all right. So here we go for the second battle of the event. Thank you all for being here once again. For all of you that are new, my name is Jehovah, broadcasting live from Sharpsburg, Maryland, where the Battle of Antietam actually occurred. You know, this might be a good week to go out and show you guys what I'm talking about as far as how the Bloody Lane map is set up. Man, this is actually beautiful. I thought they were going to fight on Shenandoah Street or something, but we'll see. They might still be just getting these maps together. Both sides have to be pretty happy with their performance. Yeah, so they'll restart this. Both sides should be pretty happy with their performance in the last battle, fighting it out to a draw.
Maryland Heights had long overlooked the town of Harper's Ferry, which was once called one of the most stupendous scenes in nature by Thomas Jefferson as he traveled to Philadelphia in 1783. The town's namesake, the ambitious Robert Harper, had ensured that it became an important hub of travel and industry since its founding in 1761. During the Civil War, the Maryland Heights were quickly fortified with various artillery emplacements, though in 1862 these defenses were put to little use by the sparse defenders sent by Colonel Dixon Miles, who commanded the Union garrison. After 5 hours of holding off 2 Confederate brigades, with the mortal wounding of Colonel Eliakim Sherrill of the 126th New York, there was little holding the Green regiments together to defend the Heights. The Union troops would end up retreating to the town, leaving the Heights entirely to the Confederates. With the taking of the Maryland Heights, the next task for the rebels was for 4 Parrott guns to be brought up, each of which weighed almost 1,800 pounds and took 200 men each to lug them up the steep slopes of the mountain. The naval guns that had been set up earlier in the year along the heights, including the massive 50-pound Parrott and 2 9-inch Dahlgrens, had all been spiked by the Union artillerymen when they saw the infantry retreating. General McLaws was then forced to focus his attention on General Franklin's 6th Corps bearing down on the troops he had defending Crampton's Gap, leaving only a single regiment to hold the heights. They had much to thank from Colonel Miles's reticence that the Union garrison didn't attempt a breakout towards them, especially as the booms of cannon fire could be heard coming from the nearby South Mountain passes on the 14th.
Yes, they were indeed. All right, here we go. Now, Harper's Ferry looks identical to the town. I mean, of course, this map was made later, after they had already put the game out, so they had more time to take. Everything is much more to scale. These bridges are still here. Not these originals, those are gone, but the pylons are still there. There's more of a modern bridge. Of course, up here is where they always carve those advertisements. You can take a trail up to Maryland Heights. It's actually part of the Appalachian Trail. And you can see some of these buildings already burned out. Now, there is the position of John Brown's fort. That is where John Brown tried to start a slave rebellion, tried to grab all of these weapons from the armory, but Robert E. Lee was called in off vacation to stop him, along with Jeb Stuart. He had to be there. And John Brown was ultimately hung by the state of Virginia as a terrorist. Of course, viewed now as an American hero, an abolitionist. But it kind of muddies the waters. You know, the lost cause myth is bad, but the just cause myth is equally as bad, right? They didn't start this war to end slavery, although the Confederates absolutely left the Union to defend it. Let's make no mistake about that. But these men here, these fighting men, most of them didn't have slaves. They're just regular farmers. Now, you can argue whether they were manipulated by people in power in their regions to do things against their own better judgment. That does happen, but most of them didn't care. Wasn't a lot going on in their lives back then. War was exciting for young men, that is, until they experienced it for themselves. Their letters bear that out. So we're between matches, so everybody's getting ready to see the officers having a conversation.
So, see you in a few.
You heard, Hog, why are we playing this map? It's a joke. You know, it's kind of, I don't know that there was actually any hand-to-hand fighting. Turn your sound up? Okay. Hang on. That's a good point. Thank you. I need to hear that. Turn my voice up or the sound of the game? Or all of... If I turn up my volume, my speakers will blow when the ads come back to full. Okay, so no, that's really good to know. Hang on. I'm still trying to figure out this new setup, so let me know if that's getting any better. Is that better? Hello? Yeah. Yoda, yoda, yo, is that better? Yeah, is that better? All right, so they're going to start this map over here in just a minute. All right. All right. That's better. Good. Good. Thank you for the feedback, Dark Woods. I appreciate you. Those are the things that I need to know to make it better for everybody involved. So, all right, all right, all right. Let's get back to it. So right now they're just getting everybody into this side of the server to make sure everybody's there. Look at these guys. Second cab in the rocks. But yeah, you can go to Harper's Ferry today, and you can walk down this very road. Now there are more buildings today, and some of these buildings are gone. None of these buildings, for example, are here. It goes right down to the water. You can see the burned out bridge there. But you can go right down to the water. A lot of these are going to be in ruins, like these buildings. You'll have the foundations are there, but that's about it. And they've moved John Brown's Fort. So if you go to Harper's Ferry today and you're looking for John Brown's Fort over here, you won't find it. You will, however, find it right there, right here on this corner. And that church up there is now in ruins as well. I walked up there with Hog last time we were there. Are they actually fighting, or are they going to reset? Looks like they might be fighting this one. This is designed for pub maps. Well, and as you can see, it's going to be a lot of this, a lot of standing in and getting shot. And I think that's what Hog was complaining about, because you can't really do a whole lot of flanking and open field maneuvering here. But this is great for pub matches. Oh my God, and you can see already the Union taking heavy losses. The bodies literally piling up in the alleyway, and they'll fall back. And the elevated railway, is still there. You can see that in real life. Confederates now pushing up on the Union position. And with the cav up on the rocks like this, they've got great positioning to shoot down into the Confederates. You got to love it if you're second cav today. Look at this. Just like shooting fish in a barrel. I don't even know if they realize they're up there, because I haven't seen any bullets coming this way. But if you're a Confederate on that road, you are dead meat. Look at that. Wow. The bodies are stacking up. The Confederates got wise to those attacks, but I'm not sure what they can do about it. I mean, look how far these guys are. I didn't even know you could get up there. That is an impressive beard. 'Cause every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. That's accurate because it was Army volunteers policy when they would show up and see the blue uniform, they'd just start shooting. Confederates now making a push. You can see how close quarters these combat becomes in this urban environment. They're literally around the corner from each other. And the Union, just a whole lot. They could come out with the bayonet. And we got more Union on this side. The Confederates literally surrounded here, and they're going to fall back. I'm surprised I hadn't seen any up on the rail. In the past, a lot of Confederates would get up there. I know you see it a lot in pubs. No cover up there, of course. Oh my God, a huge volley. That coming from Jumbo in the 20th Georgia. Confederates trying to find a way to get a flank on these Union. Easier said than done. But they're not going to be able to use the street with the second up on the hill. See if they are the Confederates able to finally see that they're up here. Like I said, did not see a lot of bullets coming this way. What a great spot. Oh, Lord, I didn't realize there was artillery. Of course, there would be up on Loudon Heights. Let's see if we can get out there to it. There's Walker's men up here. Where's the gun? Right there's the gun. Shooting a 3-inch ordnance. It's going to be the Jeff Davis boys, 3rd Alabama. And you can see the reason you would have a battery up in this position, looking down on the town of Harpers Ferry. Long range guns, of course, it's hard to get your barrels depressed to shoot straight down. Couldn't do that, so they could just shoot off at a distance. All right, the flanking plans of Jumbo may be a little thwarted here by the 8th Florida. See Hogg and Fritz and Monio there. Confederates, though, they are pushing as hard as they can, putting a lot of pressure on these boys in blue. You see Hogg going over there asking for help. So you guys need to roll this way. We got half the damn army on us. Communication is key. They're not going to be able to hold. They're going to call down another unit, the 51st New York, coming down to take their place. Will they have more success? Very well organized, but you can see the Confederates now really pressing their advantage here on the Confederate right. Paying a heavy toll in the process. Look at all the bodies. And 51st New York melting away also. Just so many Confederate guns here. Wow. Brutal fire by the CSA. 31 minutes left in the match. You can see the Union at a slight disadvantage to the Confederates early on in this match. Yeah, being on a hill is definitely positive with artillery, Darkwoods. I totally agree there. And those guns, they were designed to hit people coming into the town. Yeah, they do have a lot of drop. Those are heavy balls, right? 12 pounds coming your way. And if you'd like to ever hold some actual shrapnel from the Civil War, you can do that. Come to Antietam, go up to the artillery position when a volunteer is there and they've got a kit and it has shrapnel in it. You can hold one of these cannonballs that was fired during the Civil War, or at least fragments of it. Here they come. They've broken the Union left, and now they're starting to roll it up. Point of contention is right there in front of us. They want to come at it from an angle. But they still will have the second cav to deal with up in the rocks when they get there. Had the Confederates reached for too much? Have they exposed themselves? Not so far. Union is engaged. 30 minutes left in the match. But the Confederates are about to go engage themselves. The Union are not far behind at this point, and they are still holding the point of contention. You heard the command for bayonets. They are tired of those Confederates. And they're about to give them the cold steel. You can see them dropping bodies as they're running for cover. Well, come to Antietam, and we remember our Civil War to remind us of why we don't want a second one. That is for certain. These men could not settle their differences. They had to fight it out. And I'll remind everybody that Civil War wouldn't have happened if it wasn't a military incursion. Half of the people left the army. And now we're tied up. Union at a slight disadvantage, but still holding the point of contention and coming back now with a counterattack to take back their previous spot. Just bodies piling up everywhere. And this is not a safe place for the Union as the Confederate guns continue to make them pay. They're charging bayonets. Here they go. Maybe it's their time to get the cold steel. Man, the whole Confederate army just about here. This is the hammer. Let's see if they put it down. Union has fallen all the way back now. And the Confederates are going to come straight up the street, going for the point of contention. Here we go. Of course, the second cav is up here in the... Will they see him coming? They want the point of contention. It's right here on the corner. But the Federals not giving it to them yet. Here they come again. And gunned down in the street like a dog. And that laughing, not uncommon for soldiers to get excited in battle. And the Union now, another counterattack coming this way. You hear it. Charge. Not much to charge. Now you can shoot through the fence, but these big white fences, you can't climb them. So they kind of went into an empty courtyard there. Confederates definitely not as strong as they were earlier in this position, and the Union have swelled their numbers, so we'll see if a counterattack is coming. 25 minutes left in the match, just about dead even at this point. Union aggressive down the main street here. Okay, and it looks like, no, they're still up there. I was going to say, it looks like the second cav has vacated the rocks, but why would you? This is the best position in War of Rights right here. I mean, it's just literally they walk out in the middle of the street and just get gunned down by the second cav. All right, there they are. Now they're up on the railroad. 3rd Alabama. Maybe they'll put some heat on Sluggy's men up there. Oh my God, look at the brutal fire. They're trying to shoot down on these Union here. There are people running everywhere. See the flag, doesn't think that's going to be a successful attack. Oh, he goes down. Love this game. Appreciate all you being here to do it every weekend. Another Confederate attack. So much smoke, you just can't see anything. Oh my God. Now, all the people laying on the ground are casualties. In the Civil War, you could roughly count about 1 in 4 of the casualties were outright dead. The others were wounded or missing. Missing could mean that you were hit directly with a cannonball and turned into mist. Well, I'll tell you, Dark Woods, we don't know what's going to happen these days, but that's the funny thing about the future. We don't know what's going to happen any day. And we can live in fear, or we can just keep on going forward, do the best we can, and try to not take things so seriously. We have a tendency now, and I think it's just because the internet's so young, we have a tendency to take the opinion of people that A, can't hurt us, or B, don't deserve to have an opinion against us. So I'm going to live my life, you live your life, and we'll try not to work against each other. Well, the division comes from ideals, right? And this game is called War of Rights. It's probably better called War of Ideas. Everybody gets so entrenched on, this is my way of life, this is my culture. You know, for countries to really survive, you have to have a single culture of some kind. Ours has been the melting pot. We're all cultures together. So we just have to figure out a way to coexist. We're stronger together because we all bring something unique to the table. And that's what makes America great. But the pendulum swings. We just don't want it swinging back this far to where it means war. And if we can remember our Civil War and how terrible it was, not only to the soldiers, but to the citizens of the United States and the people that lived on these, what we now call battlegrounds, how absolutely devastating this war was. Oh, poor bastard. Oh, it crashed again. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'm not a huge fan of Harper's Ferry maps, and it's not very stable this weekend, so let's call it a day. Thank you for being here. I sincerely appreciate you guys. Until next time, my name is Jehovah, and I'll catch you later. Goodbye. Oh, hey, before I go, if you're not aware, I have a channel called Chase History, at Chase History on YouTube. Go over there. I'm going to be putting a lot of content up. This will, of course, stay on Jehovah, but I may go out this week and try to get some shots of the Bloody Lane to kind of give you guys a contrast of what it looks like in the game versus what it looks like in real life. So maybe we'll get that done. So keep an eye out for that. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.